This is for everybody going through something right now. I know that I'm going through something myself, but we all go through our own various trials, you know. And what I wanted to show you is that we can get through these things. You just gotta have faith. You just gotta hang in there. You know, we all gotta be Peters, you know, but we gotta have that rock solid faith when Jesus calls us out to do something, that we gotta do it, you know, without any question at all. And what I wanted to start off here is where Matthew 14:23 through 33. And it says, after he had sent the crowds away, he went up to the mountain by himself to pray. And when it was evening, he was there alone. But the boat was already a long distance from the land, battered by the waves, for the wind was contrary. And in the fourth watch of the night, he came to them walking on the sea. When the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were terrified and said, "It is a ghost," and they cried out in fear. But immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, "Take courage, it is I. Do not be afraid." Now, why would Jesus say something like that? Jesus wouldn't, you know, he could have got on the boat to show them that, you know, and just walked off the boat to show that he could walk. But he wanted to show them that he went to go the extra mile, the extra distance to meet them, just to see where their faith was at. Because, you know, they saw the miracles, but did they really have faith when the situation came? That's why when he came to Peter, he said, he came to Peter, and he goes on to say, the Lord says, but immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, "Take courage, it is I, do not be afraid." Jesus is telling you, don't be afraid, take courage. You understand? So he continues to say, Peter said to him, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water." Now, why would Peter doubt Jesus after everything he saw? He's like us. We doubt all the miracles. After we've seen all the miracles, we're doubting Christ. Why? Why? Because our faith is an instant gratification. It's not something that lasts long. You understand? So he says to him, he says, but immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, "Take courage, it is I, do not be afraid." Peter said to him, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water." And he said, "Come." And Peter got out the boat and walked on the water and came toward Jesus. Peter walked on water, came to Jesus, looked at his situation, panicked, doubted Jesus, and drowned. Right? But seeing the wind, he became frightened, and beginning to sink, he cried out, "Lord, save me." Immediately Jesus stretched out his hand and took hold of him and said to him, "You of little faith, why did you doubt?" When they got into the boat, the wind stopped, and those who were in the boat worshipped him, saying, "You are certainly God's son." Now let me ask you something, okay? Check this out. Over here in Genesis 1:26, it says, "Then God said, let us make man in our image, according to our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the sky, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. Right? So if God made you in his image, why would you doubt? Why would God doubt himself and say, "I don't know, I'm God, but I don't know if I can make this a good day. I don't know if I can make this, if I can make it through today, because, you know, I just can't. Look at my situations. Look at all the people I gotta feed. Look at all the people I gotta heal. Look at all the blind I gotta give sight to. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I just can't do it." Why would God doubt himself? If he made you in his image, why would you doubt yourself? Because in the word it also says that God does not tempt you, because he does not tempt himself. Now, if you're made in his image, why would he tempt you? Or why would he put doubt in you? Doubt comes from the devil. Okay? And when the devil is there watching you doubt your circumstances and your situations, and doubting God, that God can do anything, then you've already failed. How can you win a race, right? How can you get into a race, right, and say you're going to lose, and then lose? You know why? Because you put that in your head. You already spoke it out. When you spoke it out, it happened. Because the devil was right there listening to you. He put that seed of doubt in you. You know, and you should know, when you're made in the image of God, you will receive what it is expected from God. Because God does not deny himself, and he wouldn't deny you because you're made in his image. Okay? And so over here, what I wanted to show you is what it says in James. In the book of James 1:6 through 11, it says, "But he must ask in faith without any doubting, for the one who doubts is like the surf of the sea, driven and tossed by the wind. For that man ought not to expect that he will receive anything from the Lord, being a double-minded man, unstable in all his ways. But the brother of humble circumstances is to glory in his high position, and the rich man is to glory in his humiliation, because like flowering grass he will pass away. For the sun rises with a scorching wind and withers the grass, and its flower falls off, and the beauty of his appearance is destroyed. So too the rich man in the midst of his pursuits will fade away." Okay? Now when it says, he must ask in faith, but he must ask in faith without doubting, for the one who doubts is like the surf of the sea, driven and tossed by the wind. What happened to Peter? That's right. Peter doubted. Looked at his situation. Walked on water. Doubted his situation, drowned. Because he didn't keep his eyes on Jesus and couldn't believe that he could walk on water. After he just walked on water, he doubted and said, no, this can't be real, because he let Satan play with his head. Now, if you keep letting Satan play with your head and putting doubt in your life while you're trying to walk on water to Jesus, and you look at your situation and drown, who do you have to blame? Yourself. You know why? Because you didn't have any faith. Now, that's something to think about.